Well, we made it back from Livingston State Park, and I would like to say that it is a fantastic park. It's got a lot to offer, and we really didn't get to do everything because they have renovations going on, and some of the trails cut through the renovated area, so they have the trails blocked off. I will say that they do have a really nice walking trail. It's about a mile long. It's on a deck. This deck is about, I don't know, a foot off the ground. It goes through kind of what I'm guessing to be a swampy area. That's the only reason I can see that they would build it up on a deck. Um, it is, it's like I say, it's a mile. It's not too strenuous, but one thing you need to be aware of is if it's been raining, that deck is extremely slick. Like we were busting all the time on it, so you really need to be careful. If you're not sure-footed type person, or maybe a little bit elderly or whatever, and it's been raining, please stay away from it because it could hurt you. Um, there's two different loops that were open while we were there. It was the Hercules loop and the Pin Oak loop. The Pin Oak loop, people were stacked in there pretty thick. I don't imagine that if you had a big trailer that you could even get in there, because if there's anybody parked in front of their trailer or anything, you would not be able to back into your spot. That was a pretty big drawback for that area. If you were able to get the Hercules loop, that's definitely the way to go. The Hercules loop does have a little drawback, is the fact that you have to back into your spots, and the roads are kind of narrow, so you're gonna swing out into a ditch. There's really no way around that, and if it's dry, I don't see that being an issue. When we were there, it had been raining, so that was kind of a concern of getting the front end of the truck stuck. Luckily, we were able to go at it several different times and finally get the right angle to where only my front driver's tire went off about 3 or 4 foot to get us back into our spot. This park has a climbing tower. It has some really great sunset views, which I'll put a video of that at the end of this on a slideshow. It has, man, the Hercules Loop had incredibly clean bathrooms, like the cleanest I've ever seen at a state park. You felt like you could go in there and take a shower and not need a tetanus shot afterwards, or have to go see a doctor from all the mosquito bites or anything like that. It was incredibly clean. I will say the water pressure in the Hercules Loop was an issue. If you tried to take a shower in your trailer, if you're a guy and you don't have real thick hair, it's not really a problem. Even just getting like soap off of your arms, there wasn't hardly enough pressure to do that. And it wasn't just at our site. We were in site 85, which was a good sized site. You can fit really big RVs or travel trailers in there. Our friends were in site 87. They had very low water pressure. The water that we did get, like, I'll put a photo of it right here. And that photo was taken, I ran the water in my outdoor sink for like 10 seconds. And you can see that it's milky as it can be. That doesn't mean it's not clean. It just has a lot of air in it. So if they're getting that kind of air in their system, that's probably why there's not very good water pressure. Um, one of the other things that was kind of neat about the park is the staff was just, they were always coming around. They were checking on stuff. They were incredibly nice, real just informative on everything. We did talk to a park ranger who informed us about the renovations, which at the end of this I will tag on a link or something that leads to the sneak peek that I did while I was at the park of what they're doing. But he was telling us that all the renovations hopefully will be done by the end of February, weather permitting, of 2017. And those 3 loops that they've done in there, I don't remember the name of them, but they are going to be incredibly nice. And they're going to wind up redoing the Pin Oak Loop and the Hercules Loop. So we didn't get to take part in a lot of stuff because of the renovations. They had a pier that they're renovating, the fishing pier. We didn't get to swim because it's winter time. And overall, I would say I'd give this park probably a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's really user friendly. There's lots of open areas to go bike riding. There's probably some of the trails are fairly good for bike riding, although like I said, they had them closed, so we couldn't do that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you really need to know about going there. Like I say, if you have a big trailer, I wouldn't recommend the Pin Oak Loop. I think that you'll be very disappointed if you can even get into a spot. So that's my review of Livingston State Park, and if you wouldn't mind, like my Facebook page and my YouTube page. I'm going to add as many parks as I can as we go. Some parks will be state parks, some might be Corps of Engineers, some might just be private parks. But I plan on doing a review of, I want to take my daughters on 200 trips before they go off to college. That's my goal. This was trip number 54, and I'm hoping to just do a review from here on every place that we go, so that maybe it'll help some of you think some things through or give you some ideas on parks before you get there. Anyway, y'all be safe out there, and God bless.